Today we have the 2021 MG HS plug-in hybrid. We're going to do a quick tour and walk around and then take it out for a spin. We're driving the MG HS at Frank Keane MG, Ballymount, County Dublin. MG was relaunched in Ireland last year after being taken over by Chinese-owned SIAC Group. The HS is slightly bigger than MG's all-electric SUV, the ZS, and while there has been a lot of hype around the ZS EV, the HS hasn't quite got the same amount of attention. So let's get into the video and see what this HS is all about. This model is the exclusive trim. It's an Irish spec model, and this version has actually been de-chromed by Frank Keane, the dealership, and we have to say it works quite well. In Ireland, the HS is only offered as a plug-in hybrid. Every car brand is eager to compete in this mid-size crossover segment. When it comes to plug-in hybrid SUVs, competition comes in the form of models such as the Ford Kuga and Hyundai Tucson. The HS starts from €35,500 in Ireland. That makes it one of the best value plug-in SUVs on the market, undercutting mainstream rivals. At the rear there are hints of Kia Sportage. The HS is quite an attractive looking package in our opinion, with its familiar looking design. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments below. The boot has an automatic tailgate on this exclusive spec. It's not as big in here as some of its mainstream rivals, coming in at 450 litres. This is mainly due to the fact that the boot floor sits quite high, but that does mean there's no lip and it should be quite easy to slide items in and out of the boot. The charging cables are nicely stored under the boot floor. There's no hooks or tie-down points in the boot itself, but there is a sliding parcel shelf. All in all, it's a usable space that is about average for the segment. Let's move up to the rear seats. Rear legroom is good. The front seat is set in my driving position, and at 6'4", I have enough legroom back here. There's also room under the seat to put my feet. Kids will have plenty of space to stretch out. There are pockets in the seat backs, and the red leather interior really livens the cabin up. What else is going on back here? Well, there's an armrest with a storage cubby and 2 cup holders. There's also 2 rear air vents and 2 USB ports. The back seats then are comfortable and spacious, with plenty of headroom even with the panoramic sunroof. First impressions from behind the wheel of the HS then. Well, the 1.5 turbo is reasonably smooth, combined with the electric motor kicking in to assist acceleration. The engine is mated to a 6-speed auto and the electric motor is connected to a 4-speed drive unit. Put your foot down and it does push you back in the seat. To be fair, it's not groundbreaking, but there is a surprising amount of torque for the type of car that this is. However, it doesn't feel like the 260 brake horsepower, which is what MG claims the combined BHP is. It can do 0 to 100 km in around 7 seconds, which isn't too bad. The HS should prove to be easy enough on fuel. According to the WLTP figures, you can achieve around 155 mpg. Now that's provided you keep the battery topped up with charge, and as always, heavily depends on your driving style. The car can run completely in EV mode for around 50 kilometers. There is Regen Braking. It's not as strong as an all-out electric vehicle and you can't turn it up or down, but it is nice to know that some of the energy is being sent back into the battery when you take your foot off the pedal. In the corners, the HS handles pretty much as you would expect. There isn't too much feedback from the steering and a touch of body roll as it's a taller vehicle, but it's predictable and composed, which is what most buyers of this kind of mid-sized SUV will want. The suspension is set up for comfort and doesn't feel too soft or firm. It's well balanced and rides like most modern crossovers, dealing with bumps and imperfections in the road adequately. We can't complain about the seats either. They offer a good amount of support and this driver's seat is electrically adjustable. Moving on to the infotainment system. It has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and also houses the 360-degree camera, which is helpful in certain parking situations. The heating is also mainly controlled through this touchscreen. A number of manufacturers are now doing this. There are some physical shortcut buttons down lower on the dash, but it would be nice to see entire physical controls for the heating, like you get in the MG ZS. To be fair, it does mean that the interior doesn't look cluttered and overall looks quite smart. In terms of build quality, MG seems to have focused heavily on adding touches of soft material throughout the cabin, and this is pleasing to see, especially at this price point. From what we could see, fit and finish was also more than adequate. Kit levels are good. You get adaptive cruise control, the 360-degree camera, auto wipers and lights, and a host of safety tech that you wouldn't dream of getting at this price from the MG's mainstream rivals. MG offers an impressive 7-year 150,000 kilometre warranty, whichever comes first, and matches that of Kia's. This is no doubt reassuring to any potential customers and shows how confident MG are in their engineering. The HS then doesn't do much wrong. Okay, boot space is about average, but the interior space makes up for that, and when you break down what it offers, it's quite an attractive option. If it's charged regularly, it should be cheap to run. It's quite good value when you pitch it against its rivals, and it has that reassuring 7-year warranty. Let us know your thoughts on the MG HS in the comments below. Leave a like, and while you're at it, hit subscribe so you don't miss our future videos. Until the next one, thanks for watching Deck of Cars.